To Arcana Priestess. This is going to be your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, any Pisces placement that you have. We're just going to do an intuitive message. This is more going to be anything that comes to me, so it's not going to be about love in specific, career, finance. It's going to be about any of them, maybe even all of them. So if you are new, welcome my loves, and if you are returning, I am so glad to have you. If you haven't already subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content, and make sure to put the notifications on so you guys can vote to pick the theme or spread of your next reading. All right, everything you need for personal readings is in the description box below. And if you want to participate to win a free 15-minute reading, the instructions are going to be in the description box below as well. So the last message is if you want to see daily messages, you can follow me on Arcana Priestess Instagram or Arcana Priestess TikTok. And if you want to see more motivational messages that are related to your career, your finances, your life path, your life purpose, and just kind of looking at your blockages and how to thrust you into the best possible version of yourself, then you can follow my personal Instagram, Runway, where we will have content like that, as well as every other day, a daily reel that will be a daily message on any of those topics I just mentioned. All right, so, whoa, Pisces. So the one that split right open is life energy. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. One second, let me just grab the rest of these. Life energy. Wow, it's like beautiful, bright, and abundant. It's like awakening. It's like cracked open. You're being cracked open into this beautiful being that you've always been. You know when people say, oh my gosh, you're glowing, you just have that glow in you, that's this energy that you have, but it's not that anybody else is making you glow. So no, you're not pregnant. No, it's not a person that you're dating. This glow is coming from within. This glow is coming from you. And I think that is the most strong, it's like your glow, it's your aura, it's everything about you. You're going to be drawing in so many people. And I think that the fact that it's all coming from within you is going to be the most powerful thing. The most powerful thing about this here. So let's read the card. Oh, I forgot to mention, so on Instagram, I am doing something new. I used to do lives where I would give away free questions, but now I'm actually doing, what is it called? I'm doing a little question thing that goes into my story, and one day a week, it's gonna be a pop-up day. You guys are gonna be able to write in your questions, and I'm just gonna spend the whole entire day just answering your guys' questions, and it is free. Because I did that yesterday and it was really fun, so I figured why not make it a weekly thing. So we have those question giveaways, and then we also have the, of course, on Friday, we have the giveaways as well on Instagram. So for those of you that want to be a part of it, like life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadow that needs to be healed. Yes. So even when we're at our lightest, there is always some things in the shadow that need to be worked on. Whether it's something that was recently brought into our shadow side, something that has been there for a very long time, right? I do feel like those things get a little bit more hidden when we are in our bright moment, because we are in the light, we are happy, we are thriving, and we're not really thinking of the negative side. I don't want to call it negative side. I guess shadow side then. So for some of you, okay, I'm getting another message now. So some of you guys, you are projecting to the world that you are this being of light, but when you get home, you don't feel that way. This could also be that putting on a brave face to go to work at a job that you completely cannot stand, and you want to be nice, you want to be nice to your coworkers, blah, 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 to get through that damn day, but then when the day is done, you go home and you're just like completely like drained. You don't want to do anything else. You just want to lay in your bed, watch TV, and eat and go to bed because you're just so over it. And then you wake up and you have to do the same thing. If that is your life, it is time to change. The universe is going to thrust you into the change. If you do not make the change yourself, you're going to have a tower moment, but it's okay, because either way, you're going to get into that change. You're going to get that new life that you've always wanted. Right now is the time for you to take the step to decide, do you know what you want to do? What do you want to do? How big is that dream? How big is that goal? Is what you want to do safe, or is what you want to do something that may not be so safe, but at the end of the day, you know, you're completely in love with the idea because it's something that you're passionate about. And when I say safe, I mean, you know, something that would involve taking a huge risk would be something that would be not so safe. Something that, you know, and safe would be something that you're interested in, you're not in love with it, but you're interested and you know it'll bring in the money, right? Go for what you truly want. For you guys, I do feel like I'm going to bring in a new deck. Well, it's an old deck, but it's a new one for the spreads that I've been doing today. So let's see. Oh, what in the world? Okay, I don't even know how that happened. So let's see, Pisces. Show me what else Pisces needs to see. Ooh, we have hidden depths. This came out in Taurus's reading. Something hidden is about to come to light, perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we become free. Yes, so this card is about, you know, and same with this, light energy. Remember, I was literally, they go well together because I was just talking about how maybe you're projecting to the world that you're a being of light, but really there's a lot of things that are going on within you. The thing is, we all have things that we're going through. And not by hiding those things to the world are you really going to get the life that you want, but it's by exposing those things to the world. If you think of some of the most successful people and the ways of them even helping other people, you know, in any aspects of their life, it's because they're being honest about who they are. They're able to tell all of their flaws and all of their weaknesses, and they're able to put those on the table and, you know that the people that are meant to be in their life are going to accept them, regardless of the fact that there are flaws, because we all have good and bad. It is what makes us who we truly are. So for some of you, it's about, you know, finally starting to come to life, finally actually feeling alive by saying out loud those things that you were afraid to say, those things that you thought people wouldn't accept you for, realizing that probably once you share your story, there's going to be so many people that are going to reach out to you, so many doors that are going to open because you're finally being your true, authentic self. It is this liberating feeling that I have right now. Stop holding your tongue. Stop holding your tongue. The universe wants me to slap you for that. Stop holding your tongue back. If you're in a relationship, tell them how you feel. Tell them the truth. Don't tiptoe around the situation, because at the end of the day, if you tiptoe around the situation, who is going to be the one that's annoyed and hurt still? It's going to be you, because the other person has no idea what's even going on. You can't expect somebody to change unless they know what they've done wrong. And then if they know what they've done wrong and they still don't change, then it's up to you to walk away. Because for some of you, I'm hearing, not again. Not you, but the person that you're dealing with. Not again. You know that narcissistic energy where you try to complain about something. You try to, it's not even a complaint. You're trying to say something. You're trying to speak the truth. And they see it as you nagging and they see it as you complaining, right? Because if that's the case and that person doesn't really care about your feelings, they don't really put your feelings first. They don't really put your feelings into consideration at all. They should care about how you feel about certain things. So if you have somebody where you're trying to explain something, or you feel like you're afraid to say certain things because you know they're going to say again or not again, you know, or something like, you know, that they're just going to be annoyed by it. At the end of the day, you're just supposed to be walking away from that person, because I think that they're dimming your light and they are holding you back. And yes, you may love that person, but I think, Pisces, that you are so amazing, and I think that you have so much to offer the world, but I think you have to realize that. And for some of you, if you are in a relationship, you know, being single may be exactly what you need to really get that light back in you. Yes, there are so many good moments with this person, but I think that you'll experience a lot more on your own. I think you'll experience a lot, because some of you guys, there's this energy of holding back, of biting your tongue, and, you know, not wanting to be a bug to this person, not wanting to bug them, not wanting to seem like the person that is, you know that one where it's like, be their peace, not their problem. But then there's that one where it's like, but there's so many people trying to be their peace, so why don't you be their problem? And it's true, like, it's not even about being a problem, it's about just being completely honest. You know, you don't dim yourself to make somebody else's light brighter. That's not gonna work. So, yeah, and it's also about, you know, being with somebody that treats you the way that you also treat them, right? It's about that equal give and take here. I just feel like some of the Pisces that are in this room right now aren't in the greatest relationships, and you honestly feel bad because you know you need to leave. You know that you deserve more, But at the end of the day, there's something that's just stopping you. There's something that's just stopping you. You don't even tell your friends or whatever. There's something that you may feel embarrassed about that has happened. Or you don't talk it to people because you know that they would tell you exactly what you already know, is that you need to walk away. Nature sign. I actually just pulled this one for, there's actually a client and a friend of mine, a client who became a friend of mine, who I pulled this card for, who when I got this deck, this card reminded me of them, sorry. And it's interesting because I was like, am I gonna get it for Pisces? But the interesting thing is I just pulled this card for Leo, so just to let you guys know. I'm very proud of that because I always love those readers that it can be like, oh, and this card came out for that sign, and I could never do that. And then now I can. It's so crazy how many gifts and skills that I've seen other readers develop that eventually I developed my own. So nature signs, be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day-to-day. Nature talks to us continuously. We need only to open our hearts and our minds. So, by this, I'm actually getting a very different message than I was for Leo. I'm getting for you. Well, one of the same messages that I did get was, if you have always wanted to buy a pet, this is the time to buy a pet. Seriously, go buy a pet now. And another message is blue, surrounding yourself with blue. Maybe that's buying some blue flowers. Maybe that's buying a piece of art or, you know, some sort of home decor in your home that is blue. But blue is going to be the color for you. Blue is going to be that color that keeps you grounded, that keeps you into alignment. Some of you guys, it's about wearing blue around the time that you are seeing this. Some of you guys are even wearing blue right now. But this also is reminding me about drinking your water and eating whole foods, right? Switching out your diet and eating, you know, at least one whole food meal a day, especially maybe breakfast. It could be the smallest meal, you know, slowly get into it, but try to have whole foods in the morning. You know, drink your water, drink some water with lemon before you drink anything else in the morning. Make sure that your breakfast is whole foods and then you're eating heavier things a little bit later on. Whatever the case is, if you're somebody who, like me, does not eat breakfast, does not like to eat breakfast, then make a green juice, make a smoothie, you know, have something that you're going to enjoy instead of just completely skipping breakfast. But I do feel like this is, you know, this is you realizing that regardless of what's going on in your day-to-day and how busy you are, you have to take time to take care of yourself, take care of your body, and pay attention to what's in your body, because you guys, I'm going to just take a moment to tell you this story because I literally was crying last night. You're gonna think I'm a baby, but this has to be talked about. So, I just was thinking about so one of the main reasons why I started eating healthier was because I realized there were so many problems with the food that I would buy, like the grossest things that I would find in it, and I noticed everything. So I was like, the only way to make my food perfect is to make it myself, because then I'm the one in control. If there's something messed up, I only have myself to blame. So started eating food on my own. I started doing this whole food diet, and that includes a lot of vegetables, a lot of salads. So yesterday I was making a beautiful salad, and my intuition is so beautiful. Thank God I always listen to it. It told me, instead of just putting the lettuce in, to rip it up. So there's this new method of washing your lettuce. I used to, first of all, this is so gross. I used to just wash my fruits and vegetables, like just rinse it under, and that was it. And then I learned that you have to actually like soak it in the water and in vinegar and in salt. And I do that for like half an hour and rinse through it like multiple times now. It's a whole day of me washing my vegetables now. And it made a huge difference because you have no idea what kind of stuff you will find in those vegetables and fruits. So I did that whole half an hour process on this lettuce, and then I started, if you want to skip this, you can skip this, I know, but I ripped the lettuce. Somebody told me to rip the lettuce instead, and it was already tiny lettuces, but they said rip it more. So I did, and I found this most disgusting bug I've ever seen in my life, and it was like Velcro attached to that lettuce. After all, like, there was already so many bugs that came out through the process that I did. But the fact that there was one left, I thought of how many bugs I must have eaten. And like, maybe it's just me, because when I told my sister, she's like, yum, free protein. And I know it's not a big deal, but for me, like, I was like having a panic attack. And I was like, oh my God, there's so many bugs that I must have eaten, you know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, there's so many things that can go wrong with the food that goes into our body. And if we are the ones that are preparing it, we at least can control a decent amount, because there's so many restaurants that don't even wash the lettuce. And I've worked at restaurants and I see the way that they wash the lettuce, and it's not even that good. So, you know, realizing that at the end of the day, the way that you perform and work in your love life in all aspects is based on how your body is feeling, because based on how you fuel your body. So really, you know, cut out the eating out if you do eat out. I know it's, you know, hard, but, you know, meal prep, do 3 days at a time, and then meal prep for 4 days so that you're only cooking 2 times out of the week, whatever the case may be, or make bigger meals and, you know, maybe even freeze them, whatever the case is. But there is this energy where you really got to work on the inside of yourself right now. The outside of you is freaking glowing. And I do feel like for a lot of you, you already started this diet. You already started to work out, whatever the case is. You've already started this inner process. And for those of you who haven't, this is a serious wake-up call too, because I am hearing this energy of maybe your fast metabolism is going to catch up to you, or maybe you've been able to get away with, you know, not really taking care of yourself too much. But that's about to catch up with you. That's about to change. And you want to make sure that you are preparing yourself for that. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. And others of you, maybe that I got that, because I'm wondering like why I felt the need to tell you that story about the bug. But for some of you, it's like, be careful where you're eating out to. Make sure you're checking the reviews. Make sure you know, don't just blindly eat your food. Maybe there's something that you're going to be saved from. I'm also hearing food poisoning. Some of you might experience food poisoning from a place. So just be very careful and be cautious of the food that you're taking in. Maybe you don't read your labels. Start reading labels, right? I will never be the reading label type of person. So I just try to eat things that don't have labels, like fresh stuff. And all right, messages for Pisces. We have re-energize. Re-energize. There's this energy where sometimes you need to re-energize throughout the day. Like for me, I always have my lunch and I take a break and I watch a show, or I do something to just kind of like take a break and restart. I read this thing and it said, like, I think it said to take 15 minutes every hour so that you get your 100% focus. And oh my gosh, when I tell you that has changed my life. I record 2 videos and then I take 15 minutes and I just do something that's completely unlike these videos. And then I come back and I realize that I have so much energy, rather than before, by my like 3rd or 4th video, I would just be completely drained and I would be reading like a zombie, because, you know, my energy would be gone. So taking those little mini breaks and realizing that they end up making your day-to-day life a lot more productive, to be completely honest. But yeah, with this re-energize here, it's about, you know, bringing energy into your body. Like I said, whole foods is going to be the main thing. Taking your vitamins, all of that energy, is going to give you energy. It's going to bring energy into your body, because some of you are wondering why you have a lack of motivation, and it's because of the things that you're putting into your body. To be completely honest, it has a huge effect. I used to eat out every single day, every single meal. And when I stopped, wow, everything changed. So gentleness, yeah, and it's about being gentle with yourself, because maybe there's a lot of things that you realize throughout this video that you need to change about yourself, or whatever the case may be. Be gentle and know that we are human. And just because I'm saying, you know, eat a little bit healthier doesn't mean that you have to completely change your whole entire lifestyle the next day. That's not gonna work. Slowly, that's why I said, start with breakfast. Start with eating breakfast. If you don't eat breakfast, start by making a smoothie or doing some sort of substitute, having 1 fruit in the morning, slowly, even if you have to, or granola bar, whatever the case is. But slowly make these changes. And if you start with 1 change and you keep doing it until it becomes something that you know you have to do, it becomes embedded in your system, that's when you start working on another thing, right? If you stop the first thing while you're working on the next thing, that means you have to go back to the first thing because it fully hasn't kicked in yet. as much as you thought it has. But always work on one thing until you master it, and then focus on the next, especially when it comes to life changes. Another thing for some of you guys, it's about creating a certain time where you go to sleep. And I know that not all of us can just be like, okay, we're going to bed at 8, snoring at 8:01. Probably a lot of us cannot be like that. But at least if you're going to bed, okay, 8's ridiculous. If you're going to bed at 11, make sure that you have everything turned off. Even if you can't sleep and you're just sitting there staring at yourself, staring into the space, whatever, but you have nothing on. That's the last moment that social media can be on, that your TV can be on. Maybe if you want to read, sure, you can read, you can do something that doesn't, you know, if you're completely not able to sleep, but the electronics go off at that time, and you at least try to go to sleep until you realize there's no way you're ready to sleep yet. But have a time where that all shuts off. All right, so then we're gonna do 3 of these. I felt specifically that you guys needed these Soul's Journey cards. These are the ones that I use a lot on my personal, that I'm starting to use actually on my personal Instagram. I love these ones. It's one of the first decks I've ever got. All right, Pisces. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say, for those of you that are still here, leave me a comment below. What sign are you dealing with, or what sign do you want me to do a video with? Give me one sign for every comment, only one. So you're a Pisces and Taurus, say Pisces, comment Pisces and Taurus, because I am gonna do slowly, it's probably gonna take about a year, but I am going to do every sign with every sign. And I'm gonna start with whichever sign has the most for whatever sign they're with. So let's see. Those are just gonna be bonuses. They're not gonna affect your weekly readings. Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Yes, having patience and knowing that you are Pisces, I do want to tell you that you are on the right path. There are small little changes that you need to make, but you're gonna do it. You're gonna make them. And I do feel like there's this energy where you are gonna be in the spotlight, and there are gonna be many eyes on you. And it is gonna get really easy to get caught up in little things, maybe even big things, whatever the case may be. But continue to remember who you are, and continue to remember the small things. The small things do matter, you know. Don't rush around because you have this and this to do and forget to eat because you have all of these things. Keep your routine, keep your structure, and maybe stay up an extra hour if you have to, or delegate whatever extra task to the next day. But make sure you have your key core values and structures that are sticking with you regardless of how amazing your life changes, or how much your life changes, and how much more amazing your life is going to get. So, because your body, your vessel is what is going to keep everything. You're not going to be able, you can have as much success as you want, and if you don't have the proper energy, the proper body, whatever it is, you know, the fuel in your body to be able to handle it, you know, then it's useless. So, let's see. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Yes, you need to be more present, release the past. Know that you cannot change the past. The past is the past, and the moment that you realize that once something happens, it is already done, and all you can do is focus on ahead, you will actually get so much further ahead in life. So many of us, you know, I think I told you guys this last time, but I literally found out that the third sign, sorry, that has the most impact in my life is Pisces, and I had no idea. I only had one Pisces placement, so I didn't think it was that intense. But they say Pisces are the daydreamers. And when I tell you, I slept through half of my life, no joke, just daydreaming about the past, closing my eyes and pretending that I was still living in the past, that I was still with that person from the past, all these crazy things that probably some of you guys still do. At the same time, I would do that for my future as well. But I did a lot of daydreaming or thinking before I went to bed to try and fall asleep and have a dream of something that had happened from the past to bring the past back. right? As soon as I stopped doing that, I started being present, I started living, and I started seeing actual changes happen in my life. So some of you guys, instead of daydreaming about the past, you need to daydream about your future, daydream about what's ahead of you instead of reliving and clinging on to those memories from the past. You can make 10 times better memories. You just haven't put yourself out there to realize that yet. All right. And one more message for Pisces. One more message for Pisces. Who is next? Cancer, and then I get my break. Okay. Oh, we have two. We have pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Yes, realizing that no one is better than the other. And relationships, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Yes, remember that relationship I was talking about you guys being in the beginning, where you feel like you're like stepping on eggshells around somebody. That is obviously not somebody that serves your highest good. You need somebody that you can be so blunt and so honest with, because you know that regardless of what it is that you say to them, you're gonna figure it out. You will figure it out, and they will listen to you, right? That person that instead of saying, really again, or oh, can we not right now, instead of saying that, like, that's what I'm hearing. I really hope you're not dealing with somebody like that, because that breaks my heart that that's something that's coming out in this reading. But instead of that, it's somebody that as soon as you say what your problem is, you see their face. You see their face change and become very vulnerable and become very, like, they can't believe that they were doing something to upset you this whole time and they didn't know, right? You see how much they care. And you know what, that instead of the first version, know that that's out there. That is really out there. But of course that is a 1 in a million, right? And why would we want to settle? Why would we want to, especially, you know, if you're looking for marriage, not now, but if you want to marry somebody in the future, maybe now, whatever the case is, but that person is going to be somebody who is 1 in a million. Otherwise, why would you marry them? So look for that, and anything else, just walk away from. The quicker you walk away from those who are, you know, intuitively that aren't for you, the quicker you find the true relationship, right? So many people that I know have actually stayed in relationships for like 3 extra years. Like one of my best friends right now has been in a relationship for 6 years, and she's known after the first year that, okay, I can tell you from the first moment I met this person that that person was never for her. And I've told her this multiple times, but you can never change somebody, so you know, you can only be there for them. But after the first year, even she was aware that this person was not for her, and she's wanted to leave this person for 5 years, and she's still with them. Don't be that person, because a lot of people that I know that are like that, the moment that they leave that person, they end up finding their one. And that was 4 years that you could have had to yourself, or to find that, or to be with that one, right? So think of all the things that you're missing by holding on to that person. I love you guys so much. You know that. If you want a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. They are on sale right now. And I am donating $4.44 from every reading to this women's organization for Women's History Month. This organization helps women to get all the necessities that they need for themselves, for their hygiene, for their day-to-day lives, things that they are not able to afford without this organization. And if you have an organization that supports you in a personal way, or one that you support, leave it in the comments below, because I am going to be donating a lot to different organizations. And especially because it's something that I'm doing, you know, from the proceeds of my personal readings. I think that we should work on ones that, you know, donating towards ones that touch you guys personally, as well as the ones that touch me personally. So I love you guys so much. Everything you need in the description box. Subscribe if you haven't. That would make my entire day. I love you guys so much, and I'll